For BangTheBook.com, this is Kyle Hunter with your Thursday, February 14th college basketball preview. We're going to look at some college basketball contests that might be of interest for Thursday's card. As I've said before in these videos, the goal of these is to try to point you out on some games that might be interesting, situational spots, high-profile games, or mid-major games that I think are interesting. Try to give you some leans, value that you can try to even dig deeper. I encourage you to look at these games after I talk about them, see what your thought is. If you agree with my lean or if the line comes out a little different than we thought, go ahead and fire. If not, you can pass on it. But I'm hoping that these kind of videos will help you in your college basketball handicapping going forward. It's a Thursday, February 14th video here, so if you have a significant other, Valentine's Day, I know I'm going to be needing to get something for my wife here later today, so be sure you do that if you haven't already. I know the fellas are usually pretty late on getting stuff like that. I know I am. I try to procrastinate stuff like that. So do that if you haven't already. As far as college basketball, you can also check out my daily picks article at BangTheBook.com. Daily free plays, you pay nothing. You get my insight. I like to try to look at some under-the-radar games, also some big games. I mean, I don't discriminate one way or the other, whichever one I think has value. The free picks have done really well so far this year. Hope they can keep doing well. I'll do my best. Appreciate everybody commenting, liking, following that. If you haven't already, subscribe to Bang the Book on YouTube as well. Definitely something you want to do. I've got two videos here, my Thursday college basketball previews and my Saturday, the huge card college basketball preview. So you can get subscribed to that. You can see that. Adam Burke does a daily video here during the week. Brian Blessing does videos. Lots of good stuff here at the Bang the Book page on YouTube. So subscribe to that if you haven't already. Also listen to Bang the Book Radio with Adam Burke. Lots of great guests on there. I go on there a couple times a week right now. Try to do the best I can, giving people insight and information. Adam does a great job hosting that. Has a lot of very, very top-notch guys on that show. So let's get to the card here for Thursday's action. As we look here, UAB and Marshall. Marshall -3 is my guess here. I'm recording this the day before, so the lines aren't out as I record this, but I'm guessing so that you guys can have some kind of insight as to what it might look like. UAB has been really, really bad lately. Losing to Charlotte at home is a really bad look. Marshall is disappointed also this year. I think this Marshall team, usually they don't have that high of expectations after they do so well last year and come into the season with high expectations. Certainly changes the look of things. So we'll see if Marshall can get things turned around. I do think this is a good bounce back spot for them. You think about Marshall and how well they shoot the ball in the past, and Elmore being a great leader. Marshall has the potential to score a lot of points. UAB looks like a team that is just in big trouble. I would lay the points here if I was betting this game. I think Marshall is the correct side as far as situational spots. They're a team that's going through some difficult losses. I feel like this is a spot for them to finally bounce back and get a win against an opponent that's usually been a fairly tough opponent for them, but UAB not playing well at all right now. Arizona and Utah. Utah off that epic comeback against UCLA. What a comeback. I mean, that was one of the best comebacks you'll ever see in the second half. This is really not an ideal spot for them because they're coming off that massive win and they come home to play a team that hasn't been playing very well of late. But Arizona, Arizona beat Utah in overtime earlier this year. Utah is going to really want to get revenge in this spot. Revenge is a strong angle late in the season, especially road revenge. This is home revenge. So not quite a strong an angle, but I do think Utah will probably be favored by about 2.5 in this game. My lean is certainly Utah here. I think Utah gets their revenge. I wouldn't want to lay too many points, though. I think this projects as a game that could be fairly close, and Utah finds a way to win. I think the home court advantage helps them out quite a bit in a game like this. Illinois and Ohio State. So Ohio State's my team. Everybody knows that. I'm sitting here wearing an Ohio State hat as I do the video. I think Illinois is probably the right side in this game. Illinois forces a lot of turnovers. I always like to try to be objective here. Illinois first in the Big Ten in forced turnovers. Ohio State 14th in taking care of the basketball on offense. I think this is a tough matchup for them. Illinois gave them some trouble at Illinois for a while with a lot of turnovers there right before halftime. Ohio State Turned it around in the second half. Illinois is playing quite a bit better now than they were earlier this season. So I think that this Illinois team has a real chance here. And if you're getting 8 points or so, like I think it will be, I certainly would lean toward Illinois in a game like this. I think Ohio State's a decent team. They're well coached. I think they'll be better in the future than they are right now. I think Holtman's a good coach as the recruiting gets better, but they lost a lot from last year's team. I think this Ohio State team might be a little bit overvalued right now. Hofstra and College of Charleston. Look, Hofstra has been the best team in the CAA so far this year. We made a little bit of money. If you win against Hofstra with my lean on Northeastern there a couple weeks ago, when Northeastern beat them, that's one of those spots where Hofstra has been winning every single game. Northeastern was a preseason favorite in this league, co-favorite along with College of Charleston. So here's College of Charleston. They've been a little bit disappointing throughout the course of the season. What do they do in a game like this? College of Charleston is shooting 49.8% from the floor against a zone defense. All zone from Hofstra this year. I think this is a good matchup for Charleston. If you can get Pick'em -1 on Charleston, I don't think it'll be too many points here. Hopefully we don't have to lay 2.5, 3 points or more with College of Charleston in this one. I don't think we will because Hofstra's been so good. But let's see what we get out of this one. I would certainly lean toward College of Charleston. I think this is a game where a team that's been a preseason favorite has a lot of veterans on their team, a lot of well-thought-of players that are leaders. Grant Riller, a really good one. Brantley. College of Charleston, I think, is in a good spot in this game. Hofstra, clear of the pack by a little bit in this division, in this league. I think College of Charleston shows up to play in this one. Fort Wayne and Denver. A really, really long road trip here for Fort Wayne. Both teams playing some really bad defense here. I mean, look, this is a Summit League. Nobody really plays much defense at all. If you play a little bit of defense in this league, you're going to win the league. Everybody shoots it well. Nobody shoots worse than 36% from three-point range. That's pretty amazing when you think about it. Denver's been really, really bad this year. I think this Denver team is just a team that is put in a good position with their home court, with the altitude. They should catch teams in terrible spots. And if I had to bet a side in this game, I would take Denver because Fort Wayne in a difficult spot here, traveling a very long ways to play at elevation. But the thing I like more in this game is the over. I would lean over. I'm hoping for a mid-150s, probably be upper 150s here for the total. But I think this one goes over. The first game was very high scoring. I think this one's high scoring as well. Middle Tennessee State and Western Kentucky. Middle Tennessee State played a brutal non-conference schedule, very, very difficult. They got thumped around consistently in the non-conference slate, even early in the conference. They've really put it together here of late. I think they have a solid coach. They had to get a new coach, a new system this year. It takes a little bit of time, but he did a good job at Asheville. You know, I see this Middle Tennessee State team improving game by game by game. Western Kentucky, look, they're a good team, but they're inconsistent. They have not been able to win by margins very often at home. They've actually lost some games that they never should have lost. They lost that game against FIU. Western Kentucky, not a team I'd want to lay double digits with here. I think Middle Tennessee might catch 11.5 or 12 points. Definitely lean toward Middle Tennessee in this game. Think about what Western Kentucky did right before this also. Western Kentucky off a road trip with two really hard-fought wins. The spot definitely favors the underdog in this one. One more thing I want to say about this game. Middle Tennessee and Western Kentucky, a very, very big rivalry game. Most people don't realize how much these teams really don't like each other. So in a rivalry game where you've got the situational spot favoring you and a team that's been questionable or inconsistent on the other side, definitely like Middle Tennessee State plus the points if you can get the 11.5, 12 points. We'll hope for something like that. That's a look at Thursday's card. I will say Thursday's card, not a lot of marquee games. We had a ton of marquee games on Tuesday night. There's great finishes there, unless you're a Kentucky fan or a Louisville fan. But definitely some good finishes there in college basketball on Tuesday night. Some pretty big games on Wednesday night. And then Thursday night, a lot of the small schools play. But that's okay with me because I've usually found even more value in games like that in the past. So we'll see if we can get some winners out of this. As I said before, check out the Daily Picks article at BangTheBook.com. It's been on a really good run. Try to keep it going. Appreciate everybody who's liking, sharing this. I appreciate all the comments. Certainly helps out and encourages me to keep doing videos like this. Encourages Bang the Book to keep pushing the videos out. So thanks for doing that. Continue to give this a thumbs up. I hope everybody has a good rest of the week, and I will see you on Friday to preview Saturday's card.